Guys, when it comes to a hurricane, you've got to take it seriously. There's a lot of people right now with Dorian coming over, but any hurricane, there are some things that you need to really consider. A lot of them are just common sense, and if you're a veteran living down in Florida or the Gulf, you know about hurricanes. But we're going to just talk about some things that apply to hurricanes, but also just apply to any SHTF situation. First thing is to listen to your local authorities. If they're telling you to get out, you need to really consider evacuating the area. There's nothing that you have that's worth your life. Some of us, we just can't leave what we have. So you need to have some things set aside and be ready and prepared. Number one is you need to have all your documents together, your birth certificate, your marriage license, insurance papers, different documents that you just need to have, your photographs. Another thing is make sure your tank is full of gas in your car. Go ahead and fill those vehicles up and have them ready. You never know when you might need to get it, and a lot of times gas stations with the power can be down. You may not be able to get gas for a number of miles, and so it's really important to have that gas tank full. Also, your cell phone needs to be charged, fully charged. Go ahead and get it prepared. Fill your bathtubs with water. Go ahead and fill them up to the top. That will give you water you can use if it's only for just flushing your toilet, because a lot of times community services and civil services are going to be down. And it's also a good idea, if you have room in a freezer, is to freeze water containers, especially gallon jugs. This will help to preserve the food that's in your freezer or just certain perishable items that you need to keep on hand. And also get all of your outdoor lawn furniture up and secure, because that can be deadly. Anything in your yard that could be blown around, you need to go ahead and secure it. Now, most of you in a hurricane situation are going to board up your house and do all those kind of things. But these are things that are outside of that, just for you to be prepared. Also, if you have a generator, make sure that it's in working order, make sure that you know how to use it, and that will save you a lot of trouble, especially if things are long term. Sometimes power can be out for 2 weeks or longer, and so having a generator can at least help you to kind of keep things rolling as you go along. Now, you need to have water. Water, you can only last 3 days without it, and having, just those water bottles or 1 gallon water jugs, at least 1 gallon per person per day. And of course, having non-perishable food items, at least for 3 or 4 days, having cans and all the different things that you need that you can use in a survival situation. Plus, don't forget a manual can opener. Having pry bars, having wrenches to be able to cut off utilities. If you have a gas line somewhere, great to be able to cut that off. Go ahead and shut down your power. If once a storm happens, go ahead and get it shut down, turn it off at the fuse box, and in case there's any kind of destruction where a fire might start. And of course, having fire extinguishers could also be a key. Chainsaws. You may be trapped because of fallen trees. And of course, with the pry bars and the different things that you have, a tire iron, different things you can get to pry. Those are important tools. But having a chainsaw could be really important, especially if your driveway's blocked or the road to your house is blocked. And that way you can cut through and get out. Even having a handsaw would be really smart to have. Make sure you have disposable plates, utensils, and napkins, and trash bags. You don't want to be in the middle of messing up dishes. This is an easy way to keep it together, and then you can pack it all in the trash bags when you're done. Having a grill with propane or even with charcoal, but make sure that you have your propane tank full. Make sure that you have that charcoal on hand ready to use. And don't forget about pet food, your dogs and cats and fish and whatever you have. They need to eat, so make sure you have that on hand. Having flashlights with batteries, matches, lighters, even lanterns. Lanterns are a great item to have, and your batteries can run down, and then you need to have those extra batteries, but when you run out, the lanterns are going to be great. Having an emergency weather radio. Radios are important. These are run by batteries. You can even get the hand crank versions and the solar powered versions. Of course, in a storm, you're not going to have a lot of sunshine, but having a radio, you can hear what's going on, you can hear the National Weather Service, and you can get a lot of information. And also having extra clothes. You can wear the clothes you have on, but especially if they get wet and if you're in rainy conditions, it's great to have extra clothes to be able to get into dry, comfortable clothes. It's going to keep you from getting sick. Also, you want to have blankets. And with the extra change of clothes, make sure that you have a good rain jacket, galoshes, or even just good boots. Having some good boots, especially if there's a lot of debris on the ground and you need to get around, having footwear that'll help, and really having footwear for all of your family. Now, you need to have a well-stocked first aid kit. A trauma kit would even be better in case there's some kind of accident, somebody's injured. But having your prescription drugs, non-prescription drugs, such as Advil and Benadryl, things, Pepto-Bismol, antacids. And having moist towelettes or baby wipes. That's a good way to be able to wipe down and wash and keep yourself clean. And one very important thing to have is cash. Make sure you go to your ATM, get out enough cash that you might have on hand, because again, ATMs, credit card machines, those things may be down, even if businesses are open. And so having cash is king. And also it can get you through a lot of tough situations. And of course, having board games and cards makes the time go by a lot faster. If you're just waiting around and the power's down, it's good to have those games to keep your kids occupied, keep you busy, and just kind of keeps morale up. Plus, if you have the radio, you can turn on a little music and make the mood a little bit better. Now, reality is you need to make sure you have a firearm and make sure you have plenty of ammunition. Of course, looters and people that are just taking advantage of a bad situation, we've seen it all across the country. And having that ammunition can save your family, can save your personal property. You may have a lot of these items already available around, but you need to make sure they're organized and ready to go. And then if you do need to evacuate, that way you can have your items together, you can pack them in your car, and you can hit the road if you have the chance. So guys, be careful and safe out there. If you live in a hurricane-prone area, this is stuff that you really need to take seriously. And have your preps ready, because survival could happen at any time. And really, most of the stuff we're talking about, you need to have anyway. And guys, if you're serious about prepping and survival, check out Survival Dispatch Insider. It is the best resource on the web for prepping and survival. They take most of the world-renowned leaders in survival and prepping, and they are contributors there. We upload one video a week that's exclusive to the Insider. I'll have a link down below in the description. Check it out. Be strong, be of good courage. God bless America. Long live the Republic.
What's he doing home, sir?
Like the old Scorpion song, "Rock Me Like a Hurricane." You don't want to be rocked by a hurricane. Be prepared, be ready.